Ladies and gentlemen, super welcome to today's video. Today, my friends, we're doing a review yet again, divided into segments. And those segments are story, gameplay, graphics, audio, and conclusion. I will give you some good and some bad in all of these segments to help you figure out if this game is for you or not. And today's meat on the grill is no other than the newly released roguelite hack and slash, yep, not a shooter game today, Mortal Sin. Now let's do this. Let's begin with the story. Or wait, let me check here. Yep, this is yet another game without a story. Why do developers do this? Why? I mean, honestly, it's just so easy implementing something simple to keep you motivated in playing. Okay, this game really wastes no time whatsoever on story or fancy menus, etc. You choose your class and off you go slaying blue enemies. But the tone of the game really screams Diablo. There are bosses and some quite interesting levels. A simple story, in my opinion, would not have been too much to ask for. And I rarely ask for a complicated story with tons of notes and stuff to read. Nah. But something simple to get you started and having a motivation to play the game. That's all I ask. Once starting the game, it drops you into the hub world, where at first there's nothing to do in it. But as you progress, you unlock things there. For example, you can refill potions, craft new gear, train on a dummy, and more. But it could also be used as a perfect place for storytelling. But
nope.
Now let's jump to the gameplay, because as in all games, this is the heart of the experience, and Mortal Sin delivers here, especially in the combat, which clearly is where most of the focus has been put by the developers. But before we start talking about the juicy combat, let me give you some words on the levels and their design. The levels, or dungeons if you like, are procedurally generated, and as of now, as the game is in early access, there are 3 distinct locations. You got your typical dungeon style one, a cave, and a forest, and they all offer a fair amount of interactivity when it comes to opening chests, destroying pots, or pressing buttons.
Ooh, what does this button do?
And these interactive things will offer you money, new loot, or orbs. And the orbs are most important. The red one fills your health potion, which is kind of essential for your survival in this game. And the other one, the blue one, it fills your mana potion. But the mana potion is not what you think it is. Let me elaborate. All your gear has durability, and that goes down fairly quick. And to keep it from breaking, you drink mana potions. Makes perfect sense, right? Seriously though, it's a mechanic that actually works really well. It adds a new level of tension to the game that is not overly punishing, but still can be a game changer. Another thing that the levels offer from time to time is a bonus area. You enter a portal and get presented with some sort of platforming puzzle. The catch is that if you fail, it's game over. You restart completely, and that happens every time you die, no matter where it is. But if you succeed the puzzle, you are always granted a permanent reward, like a combo buff, health buff, etc. I usually don't like procedurally generated levels, but these are okay, they get a pass. They are pretty neat, with a lot of variety to them, a lot of different loot, and things to destroy. All maps also have traps, and those traps are distinctly red, so you won't miss them. However, they damage the heck out of you if you touch them. But they also damage the heck out of your enemies, so if played right, you can use these traps to your advantage. And there is also another little surprise in the levels, and that is a type of jack-in-the-box jump scare. And besides from scaring the living crap out of you and me, it will damage and hurt your durability like crazy. So watch out for those. Now let's jump to the juicy combat. The game has a class system that unlocks as you progress in the game. All the classes are very distinct from each other, ranging from melee combat only, swordsmen, ninjas, mages, and plenty more, and they are super fun to use. Each one has different builds that you can use, and they all just feel very different, but I found none that was overly weak compared to the other. If used right, they all have their weaknesses and strengths, but they all feel fair in a way. But my favorite class is the swordsman. He has plenty of health and a ton of damage, but lacks the range. And another thing that makes the classes differ so much from each other is the loot that you will find when playing a different class. For example, if I play with the swordsman, the only type of weapon that I will find are big swords. However, no matter the class that you pick, the combat feels great. There is such a level of satisfaction that is sky high when you're mowing down the blue-colored enemies, and the red blood combined with arms, legs and heads just flying everywhere. Oh, it is spectacular. And to add a little more depth to the combat, it actually has a really simple combo system that works great. For example, you have a bash and you have a kick. Doing a kick and a normal swing with your sword will result in a free power attack. Bashing and then swinging will whirlwind your sword all around the place. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that the combat feels great. It is truly S-tier level combat in this game. It feels so great just swinging up your sword and then slicing through your enemies with it. It is amazing. Let's jump to the graphics. And oh my, where do I start when it comes to the graphics in this game? This is one ugly game, no doubt. And in all honesty, I would have preferred the graphics to be more normal looking. Or heck, even cartoony for that matter. I don't really know what to call this art style, but the world is in a black and white manner. Almost looks hand-drawn sometimes. Whereas the traps, they are bright red. The enemies, they are distinct blue. And the chests, well, they're just normal looking chests. One thing that is nice though, is that the blood looks amazing in this choice of design for the graphics. But that's about it. I can't find much more good to say about it. I really wish that the developer would not have chosen this art style, but at the same time, I'm really glad that they dared to stay true to their vision and go against the storm and create something unique looking. But unfortunately, this time it was not to my liking. But perhaps you dig it. Leave a comment down below, let me know. And when it comes to the audio, it's actually really good. Thanks to the good audio, the satisfaction of combat is as high as it is. The limbs flying and the sword swinging all sounds just as you'd expect, and with decent level of high quality to it. The music is also fantastic. I really did get Diablo vibes when listening to it, especially in the hub world, and when combat amps up, the music follows along, with it making for some tense moments to feel very dramatic as well. In short, excellent level of quality to the audio with great music. In conclusion, guys, I think this is one of the best roguelites that I've played in a long while. It's punishing but never feels unfair, and it really feels like a roguelite and not some half-baked almost roguelite-ish game. The art style, it was not to my liking, but I can live with it due to almost every other aspect of the game being near perfect. And we gotta remember that this is just in stage 1 of the early access, so more things are to get polished and more content to come in the future. The price tag of $20 feels a wee bit too high due to it only having 3 types of dungeons so far, but if you can afford it or not, only you know. However, I had a blast with the game and I highly recommend it.